Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edmund Daw. I'm Dean of the Desautels Faculty of Music, and it's a privilege to be here this afternoon, a very special privilege to read this formal citation for this afternoon's honorary degree recipient. The highest honor the Senate of a university can confer upon an individual is an honorary doctorate. At the University of Manitoba, the criteria include distinguished achievement in scholarship, the arts, or public service. Our honorary graduate this afternoon is John Henry Engbrecht. Professor Emeritus Henry Engbrecht is celebrated today for his outstanding contribution as a musical explorer and innovator in the field of choral conducting. A pioneer, he served as the university's first Director of Choral Studies from 1978 until 2006. For the 16 years prior to this appointment, he taught music and directed choirs in various schools and colleges in southern Manitoba. Recognized as a leading music educator, choral conductor, clinician, and adjudicator, he has made significant contributions to the development of music education and choral music throughout Manitoba and across Canada over the past 50 years. He helped establish the Manitoba Choral Association, the Foundation for Choral Music in Manitoba, and the Manitoba Summer Academy in Advanced Choral Conducting. He has conducted the University of Manitoba Singers, the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir, the Manitoba Opera Chorus, and Canzona, his own professional chamber choir. He also created the Can-Am Choir, the Canadian-American University Choir, in collaboration with former Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra conductor Bramwell Tovey. This international choir offered students an extraordinary way to experience choral masterworks. Professor Engbrecht was twice awarded the university's Campbell Outreach Award in recognition of his achievements in promoting the university through concerts and tours of the university singers across Western Canada, North Dakota, Minnesota, and Europe. In 2000, he received the Prix Manitoba Award from the Government of Manitoba for his then 40 years of service to choral music development across Manitoba and Canada. This admirable record of service also inspired the Manitoba Choral Association to award him with an honorary life membership. In 2006, he received 3 major honors. The Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra presented him with the Manitoba Choral Association's Award for Distinguished Service. The Association of Canadian Choral Conductors presented him with a Distinguished Service Award, and his students nominated him for the M.Mus.Ed Professor of the Year Award. He is so well loved by his friends, colleagues, and former students that they established an endowment fund in his name at the University of Manitoba to recruit top graduate students to the Faculty of Music. The award celebrates Professor Engbrecht's dedication to choral music at the university and throughout Manitoba. Professor Engbrecht retired from the university in 2006 after 28 years as Director of Choral Studies, but he continued to teach courses for 2 more years. He is a donor, a teacher, an artist, and a source of inspiration. He forever changed the Faculty of Music for the better, and he continues to enrich our province with his artistic gifts. Manitoba has been described as the singing province, and it is largely through the work of exceptional people like Henry Engbrecht that our reputation has become so widely known and respected. The University of Manitoba recognizes this creator and pioneer with an honorary Doctor of Laws. Mr. Chancellor, it is an honor for me to ask on behalf of the Senate of the University of Manitoba that you confer upon John Henry Engbrecht the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Engbrecht.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, faculty, students, ladies and gentlemen. My parents lived on a small mixed farm. They were poor. As immigrants in the 1920s, their family started from nothing. Then came the dirty 30s, then World War II. That's when I arrived. I was a preschooler in the early 40s. It was a cold winter day. My mother's little cupboard had run out of supplies. She needed cooking and baking essentials and coal oil for the lamps. Only a few basics that would take us through the next few weeks. But literally, there wasn't a penny in the house. Credit cards and credit lines did not exist. So my father put on his winter wear, took his rifle, and went out across the snow-covered field. After a few hours, he returned with a number of rabbits. He hitched the horses to a box sleigh and rode 9 kilometers to the little town of Boissevain. There he sold the rabbit pelts for a few cents apiece, bought all the groceries on the list, and came home with 25 cents to spare. It was only a few years later when my parents decided to set my brother and me up for weekly half-hour piano lessons. I was very excited. At home, we practiced on a little pump organ that my father had bought at an auction sale for $5. My parents reached a major crossroad a year later when the cost of lessons went up from $1.50 to $2. I kid you not when I say that it was due to their diligent thriftiness and their unselfish will to give their children what they could hardly afford that we were able to continue our weekly lessons. To this day, I am grateful, and every day I am grateful for their unselfish, determined, and sacrificial support. There were additional numerous sacrifices by all members of my own family. My wife, Erna, deceased, who was at my side through years of study and most of my career. My children, Victor and Geraldine, who never begrudged me the hundreds of evening rehearsals. And my wife, Erica, for her support in recent years. Napoleon Hill, 20th century American author and one of the earliest producers of the modern genre of personal success literature, said, "Great achievement is usually born out of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness. Yes, I worked hard, but theirs, my family, was the sacrifice." Thank you, my dear family. When I came to the University of Manitoba in 1978, the student body at the School of Music, now the Faculty of Music, was about 1/3 and probably closer to 1/4 of the present enrollment. It was a very good school already, but it was also still very young and small. But with our growing pains also came wonderful opportunities. The rewards of reaching out to the communities throughout Manitoba continue to come our way. Our national and international concert tours helped to inspire our program and also resulted in strong connections. In a very special way, I had the fortunate privilege of working with student musicians who, with their talent, enthusiasm, commitment, and fearless optimism, gifted me with great satisfaction and supreme enjoyment. Together, we worked very hard, but it never felt like work. Thank you to the University of Manitoba students and colleagues that walked with me as we explored what we might become. I cannot say it better than Daniel Day-Lewis in his response to winning the Oscar for Best Actor in the movie Lincoln. I have received so much more than my fair share of good fortune in my life. I'm so proud to be included with my fellow nominees, my equals, and my betters." Unquote. On graduation day, we all look forward to making a difference. My journey has made it abundantly clear to me that in order to succeed, we need other people. I value deeply the strong personal and professional relationships and partnerships with others on and off campus. Failure would come, and it did. At least it felt that way at times. But I learned that setbacks need not throw you off course. I launched a career from a dream I had, and it succeeded, far beyond what I would have thought. Example: I was told by the dean of the college where I completed my undergraduate that I would never make it in graduate school. So what did I do? I went anyway. William Henry said, "You can't fly like an eagle with the wings of a wren." Someone else put another angle to this quote: "You can't expect to fly like an eagle if you're led by a turkey." With that, I mean to say that I sought the best for me and was fortunate to have chosen a highly reputable university in my field and landed a mentor who believed in me and showed me what it felt like to soar like an eagle. I hasten to add that there were a number of other mentors that strongly influenced me, each in their timely way. Here's to you, graduates. Napoleon Hill also said, "The greatest achievement was at first and for a time a dream. The oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird waits in the egg, and the highest vision of the soul a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of realities." Unquote. On setting goals and realizing dreams, Robin Sharma states simply and clearly, "If it's going to be, it's up to me." In other words, the talent we've been given will only be as great as what we do with it. Then we can make a difference. Mr. President and company at the University of Manitoba, I greatly appreciate the opportunity to say a public thank you. I am awe-inspired, humbled, honored, and deeply grateful for the recognition you have chosen to give me. For there is no honor greater, and it's been said already, than the one given by our colleagues. I can stand here today and bask in the sunshine of this honor because there have been so many sacrifices others have made on my behalf and so many opportunities that came my way. In closing, J.S. Bach's music has inspired millions of musicians and nurtured many more millions of listeners. At the end of every one of his 1,000+ compositions, he wrote what I truly feel today. Soli Deo Gloria. To God alone the glory. Thank you.